These wires out of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Real Estate for Real. I am Eric Pettigo. Thank you for tuning in. And today I have a very special guest.
Thank you.
Someone I've known a very long time.
Yes.
Like we went to high school together. I'm not going to say when.
Yeah, right.
But
we're not that old.
It had a 19 in front of it.
It did. It did.
My old friend Mindy Push is here with me today. Mindy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For coming on. I asked you a long time ago.
You did.
You were
and
hesitant.
I dodged it.
You did.
I didn't want to be on camera. That's okay. Here we are.
Yeah, on camera.
Mm-hmm. On camera.
A lot of people come in and they go, "Oh, I didn't realize there was a camera."
Yeah.
And then I feel bad. Like, okay, now I have to make a conscious effort to tell people.
Yeah.
There's video too.
Right.
You know, and when I post the links out to our company email, there's always a YouTube link. There's like 4 links.
Yeah.
Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, or iTunes, and in the YouTube link. So it's all over.
Yes. I've watched some of them, so I know that it's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
finally.
Okay. Yeah. What made you decide this was okay?
Definitely your persistence. It's typically not something I would do.
Every time you and I talk, I feel like we always have such good conversations.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Oh, I've been on the phone with Mindy for 25 minutes."
Right.
And it's very easy.
Yeah.
So we could just do this into microphones, and
Right.
I think it would be good and beneficial for other agents.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
and I'm in agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Easy to talk to you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.
So you have been a very busy girl.
I have.
Your 2025 was nuts, I would say.
Yeah. A little overwhelming,
I'm sure.
but very, it's cool to, I don't know, go from where I've been to what that became. And for once, I was very proud of myself.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Like, it's cool to get to a point in your career because it's such a competitive industry. And I know there have been times, like especially earlier in my career, when I would see the numbers, the year-end numbers, and there would be, I mean, I'll totally honest, I would feel like a bit of jealousy, like, oh, this agent's doing much better. I felt like I worked really hard, and it's cool to get to a place where you see people who are your friends, and you see the kind of years they have, and you feel nothing but just happy for them.
Right.
And so I remember when I saw the numbers, I was like, oh, Mindy.
Yeah.
Had a girl, like,
Yeah.
and I was just truly happy for you because you have been working so hard,
Yeah, thank you.
and building a really great business for yourself, and so I just congratulations.
Thank you.
It's exciting, but it's a
Yes.
lot, right?
It is. And I actually had never kept track of numbers. I never looked at the rankings. I never cared. I was definitely competitive in sports back in the day.
Sure.
But in our job, I've actually never really been competitive. And it wasn't until people would start reaching out and they'd be like, "Man, you're killing it. Good job." And I'm like, "What do you?"
Am I?
Honestly, literally. So I'm like, "Well, what are they?" I'd never even looked at the rankings. So then I started paying attention. I was like, "Wow, okay, like this is different."
Yeah.
And so from there, it did kind of create a little bit more of a competitiveness in me. And it's not a competitiveness against others per se. It's within myself.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's been kind of a thing like, wow, look at what I'm able to do, and just kind of following that, not necessarily following like me versus someone else.
Yeah. Yes. And that's something that, because I also big sports guy, and so I take that. I brought that mentality into this business where it wasn't me against myself. It's always been me, how I stack up to my peers. And that was always my mindset. It's changed.
Yeah.
Right. It's evolved and changed. And this is a much healthier mindset of competing with myself. And and the most important thing now that I'm keeping at the forefront, it's not the units, it's not the volume. It's, do my clients feel like they got the absolute best from me?
Absolutely.
You know, and that's the important thing, right? Was I able to take care of everybody who trusted me to help them this past year? Was I able to give them absolute top-notch, high-level service to where they feel like when somebody posts on Facebook, who's the best real estate agent to call? And, 150 comments later, I've got some of my clients and they're saying, call Eric, he's the best.
Yeah. Right.
And so that's the goal.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's challenging, but that is definitely the goal, is service and building trust and having those relationships. And it's challenging to find balance in life when you're such a, you want to call it a people pleaser, and that can be good and bad, but it's a little bit different than just people pleasing. Like, this is someone's biggest investment. This is something that's really important to them, to their finances. And if we don't give them everything, then mistakes could be made or, things happen. And so I feel like sometimes we, I do sacrifice, maybe even a little more relationship with friends.
Oh, yeah.
I struggle with balancing because everything extra that I have, because I give my all to my clients.
Sure.
100%. And so it seems like sometimes some other things get prioritized in a way in which they shouldn't. And so anytime extra that I have, I give to my church life or my family. So then I really don't have time for friendship. It's
the whole work-life balance is a recurring theme.
Yeah.
On this podcast, that a lot of agents talk about. A lot of agents are, it's just a nonstop wrestling match of how do I fit in? There aren't enough hours in the day to do the job at the level I want to do this job, to give as much focus and time and attention to my family that I need to give them, because it's as hard as we work, we're working this hard to have that family life and to have, but you can't do one day work, one day family. It's just, there's not enough time. And then social life on top of that. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Right.
And so, and then, we have old friends. I just never see you. Like, well, how come you never get a hold of me? We don't hang out. And it's, I'll try, but it's, you just get so caught up in everything that it's hard.
Right.
It's hard to do that. But that's what we signed up for, I suppose, but kind of unknowingly too.
Definitely unknowingly. And it's not how it is when you first start.
No.
It's, growing. And even though I've had my license since I was like 22.
We were going to get into that because I want to talk about all that, about how you got into it. But go ahead, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
So, there's phases, and being a realtor takes so much time. Like, you've got Logan and Jace, who come out swinging. These, I still call them kids, but young men come out swinging.
Yeah.
And when you come out like that, things are going to happen. But a normal young person coming into this, it's very foreign. So what I would say the boys, they're very blessed because Logan had me and Jace had you. And so we were able to teach them. So when they turned 18, I know Logan was taking the class when he was 17.
Right.
But so when they were taking the classes at such a young age, we had already instilled a lot in them. Like, I had Logan worked with me, like a whole year. And we, like, during the summertime, I'm talking full time. And so I was able to teach him a lot, and you were able to teach Jace.
Yeah.
So a normal agent comes in and they're blind, and we don't have any idea what we're doing. And so it takes a really long time to build your business.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not overnight.
No. And that's something now too, because now that I've got this team going, that's something I'm trying to kind of instill in them, is this is a process.
Right.
This is going to take some time. There aren't immediate results.
Right.
And so here's what you have to do on the front end to kind of get things going, so that in the future you have a business.
Right.
Right now you're going to have to tough it out.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just fall into your lap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned you got your license when you were how old?
Yeah, 22.
22 years old, which is how old Jace is. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
what motivated you then? Because that was, let's see, I graduated a year ahead of you.
Yeah, because you're 98.
I was 98,
and I'm
right? You're 99 with my wife.
Yeah,
And
right.
and so then it wasn't too long after that then, right?
Right.
Where you got your real estate license. So how did that I wasn't even thinking along
Yeah.
those lines at that age.
So oddly, and I already planned to touch on this some, but the first time that I got sober for any extent of time, I was 21.
Okay.
And so, prior to that, I'd spent a lot of years definitely just going with the flow. I didn't have a plan. Honestly, it's been so long that I don't remember exactly why I chose real estate, but it was interesting for sure, and how much everything has evolved.
Yeah.
Even like, oh my gosh, I remember I was so young and I was just a girl, right? Walking in to these offices. The women would not always be nice.
What?
Yeah, no.
Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. and so that was a really big challenge too. And we had to you couldn't even like come in the office without you couldn't wear jeans.
Yeah.
So much has evolved from then, but as far as why I started that, I'm not really sure. And to be honest, for a long time, it was like I was still bartending and different things like that. So I wasn't full-time real estate.
So you had other stuff going on, and then you also had your real estate license. Where did you start at?
Coldwell Banker with Busher.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Ah,
He's
okay.
almost always been my broker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My managing broker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I can just think when I got licensed 2013, I started, actively selling in 2014. Mm-hmm. And so much has changed since then.
Yeah.
And so since the early 2000s, I can't even imagine, because the internet was still pretty fresh.
Right.
So what, were you hand delivering contracts?
Yeah. Well, so let's go into that a little bit.
Okay.
Social. Okay. So, social. I got into that almost immediately, and I started so that was probably, let's backtrack a little bit. So yes, I got my license at a young age, but back to the sobriety thing, I was sober for like a year when I was 21.
Okay.
And then I got sober, so I'm like 8.5 years. And so in my opinion, that's like when my career started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
8.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Right. So
I just call that all together. Like that's when I became an adult. That's when I started working. Like 8.5 years ago, I got my life together.
Okay.
And really like shortly thereafter, is kind of when things started going on social. So I started immediately utilizing Facebook with my listings and stuff. And at the time, there weren't rules yet. And so a lot of people did not like me doing that. And so there was a time, in fact, that they started implementing rules, how we have to have our name and our title and things
Sure.
like that. I didn't know because no one was doing it. And so I started doing it. And I literally one time started doing it so long ago that it like I said, it hadn't been fine-tuned in what we needed to include, that I got a $500 fine and I had to pay it.
From who? From CAR?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But, it was like a transitional period where they didn't know that people were going to start utilizing Facebook.
Sure.
And so when they did, they had to decide what needed to be said. And at the time, I had already been posting stuff and I didn't know the rules. So, of course, I get caught and get in trouble. So, yeah. But social is a big thing for me.
Me too. I built my whole business from Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I've told this story. I don't know if you heard me talk about this, but I've been doing broadcasting and stuff for a long, long time, longer than I've been doing real estate. Mm-hmm. And so I used MySpace to promote myself as for my broadcasting and my radio stuff. So for when I got into real estate, everything had transitioned to Facebook. But for me, that was an easy transition. Okay, well, I'll just use this now.
Right.
And I built a whole business on that. I made a separate personal page that was not a business page, but I called it like Eric Pedigo, real estate broker at the real estate group.
Yeah.
As a personal page. And I sent out just a ton of friend requests, thousands of friend requests. Everybody I knew, people I didn't know.
Yeah.
Just friend requests and everybody, because my thought was it's a lot easier to get people to accept a friend request than to like a business page.
Right.
And then I knew, I had researched and found out that you can switch a personal page to a business page. And so I don't know if I'm if I'm admitting to some sort of bait and switch here, but I may have.
Yeah.
So I acquired a couple of thousand friends on my real estate personal page, and then I switched it to a business page.
Yeah.
And then I started sending out messages. And, they weren't, I was just, hey, my name's Eric Pedigo, realtor at the real estate group. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell,
Yeah.
keep me in mind, please. I'd appreciate it. That's it, right? Facebook shut me down for spam messaging people.
Okay.
I got shut down for 30 days
Okay.
when I first started because I was just trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah. So I got a fine and you got shut down.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah. So we both got punished.
We both got punished
Yeah.
for promoting our business on Facebook back then. I've used you as an example because something I noticed from you is you are, and you've said it to me in conversation, I'm an open book. And you are in your Facebook page that you post your stuff about real estate, but you post stuff about your life.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people can relate to you and see you as a human.
Right.
And not a salesperson.
Right.
Which to me is like that first wall that needs to come down in our business is to get people to see us as humans and not salespeople. And then it's a lot easier to relate and just trust us to help them. And you are so good at that.
Thank you.
And I don't think it's like an intentional thing. I think it's just you being you.
Yeah. It never started, and it's still not that way. It's definitely just me being me. And a lot of it has to do with my relationship with the Lord and my sobriety.
Sure.
So, when I was telling my sister this on the way here, and I know you want to talk about her.
Yeah, we'll talk about your
Kristen.
sister. We got a lot to talk about. We're still early in this.
So I forgot what I was saying.
You were telling Kristen on the way here. We were talking about your Facebook posts.
Yes. My Facebook post. I know.
Well, here's what I said. Maybe
Sure.
it'll trigger something.
Sure.
That you are very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So at the beginning of when I became an adult 8.5 years ago, I started to want to share the good news, right? Like, oh my gosh, my life has been transformed. And I was mind blown at it because I've never been able to like get it together long enough to, be successful in anything really. Like I was really good at things when I was younger, sports and all the things. And then I just went down the wrong path.
Yeah.
And so, when my life started changing, I was so excited and I wanted to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And so my mom, though, she would be like, Mindy, if you talk about sobriety or you talk about God, no one's going to use you, blah, blah, blah. Like no one's going to want you to be their realtor if they know that you are an alcoholic and stuff. And she would literally get on my case for probably a year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was kind of frustrating because I was excited and she's like raining on my parade. So I'm like, Mom, just stop saying those things. Basically the proof became the proof in the pudding. So as time went on and my business was growing and my sales were growing and my income was growing, she had no leg to stand on. It was like, this is actually helping, I think, rather than hurting. And so I've continued to do that. And I do believe, Kristen and I were talking about, like at church, people will like give me gifts or be really kind and I'll leave and I'll be like, why do people like me? Or, why would somebody give me a gift? That's really kind. And so, but early on when I started this new church, I did my testimony. And so just like on Facebook, giving your testimony to people helps you be relatable and a little likable because you've overcome, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's the same with Facebook as it is church, as it is anywhere. If you're vulnerable and you let people know you, then you hope that they'll like you, but in the end, you're just trying to be transparent about your, my whole journey.
Sure. Yeah. And it is a journey.
It is.
And it's you can be relatable with it, and you can, I feel like, help people with like life experiences that we all go through.
Right.
If we can share those and share what we've learned and share how we've overcome certain things, it can help other people dealing with the same things.
Yep.
And so I applaud you for it. I think you do a great job. I wish myself that I was better at actually, doing that part of it, of things that, but
yeah.
We're all works in progress.
Right.
Right.
Not a lot of people can.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I have parts I call it my testimony. You could call it a journey, whatever. But I have parts that I don't share too.
Sure.
Things that could be dangerous to me by sharing, like domestic stuff, like just life, and so there are parts that I don't share that I know would also help people, but you have to choose what's best for you and what you share. And there's a lot of things that I'm willing to share that can bring others hope. And that's my goal, is to bring others hope. Like if I can do it, so could anyone.
Right.
Anyone.
So 8.5 years ago, you made a choice to get sober.
Yes.
Right. What brought that about? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I
had been trying since the first time I got sober, I was only 21.
Sure.
So my whole life, oh boy, is like the daddy issues is what starts that for me. And so as soon as I found alcohol was kind of like an outlet, right? It was like you could check out and just not deal with life. And I started doing that at like 14. And so I just kind of lived that whole life. And unfortunately, you can start doing or start drinking or whatever your thing is at a young age for those reasons. But what happens, unfortunately, is from the alcohol or whatever you're doing, you also make so many bad decisions.
Yes.
So you're already one issue that you wanted to cover up when you were young, like snowballs into a million things. And so then you have even more reason to check out. And so it's like this big snowball effect of not wanting to be in your own reality that you've created.
Yeah.
And so, I've tried to quit a few times, and this final time it was pretty wild. And I'm not going to tell the whole story because it's really long, but I was like 2 months sober, and I went on a vacation, and I got lost in a mountain.
Oh.
Yeah, for 23 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was like the first time that it had precipitated in Utah for like 6 months, they said, because I had to go to the ER and get fluids and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a thing. But I literally, in the middle of the night, because it got down to 18 degrees, it had rained. The rain turned to snow, but we were soaking wet from walking. Well, at one point we were in what was called, we didn't know it, we thought we were in a nook and that we were like using body heat to stay warm. And we were in what's called a washout. So where all the water collects and washes out onto us.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was great. So we're wet, jumped down, the whole base of this canyon's wet. And so I was like, in this ball trying to stay warm and really having a moment of fear. And also kind of like, okay, God, because I didn't grow up having a relationship with God. And that happened a lot later in life for me. But I was thinking like, why would I'm finally sober. I'm finally trying to get my life together.
Yeah.
Like, why has this got to go down like this? Like, I don't want it to go down like this. And so long story short, I said, if you get me out of here, I'll never drink again. And I kept my word. I got out the next day and I kept my word. And so that's kind of been a cool accountability piece for me. And so, but that is what I say. That is when my life began.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is a story.
Yeah.
At some point I might want to hear more about that. And you said the first time you did, you were 21.
Mm-hmm.
And so something that, we grew up in the same circles.
Yeah.
Right. And back then everybody was partying.
Mm-hmm.
Late 90s, early 2000s, we were young.
Yep.
Late teens, early 20s. Everybody partied. I partied. Everybody partied.
Yeah.
And I've noticed as we've gotten older that it grabbed some people. Mm-hmm. And some people still will party sometimes, here and there, occasionally, whatever. But some people it grabbed. Mm-hmm. It like grabbed onto, mm-hmm. And you just feel, because we've lost people that we grew up with because mm-hmm. of it, like people, and then we can look around and see other people that we grew up with, and mm-hmm. like, oh no,
it's sad.
Yeah, it's really, really sad.
It is.
I guess I'm lucky that alcohol never grabbed me like mm-hmm. that. Mm-hmm. Cigarettes did, mm-hmm. and that was a really hard thing for me. I smoked for 10 years, uh-huh. and it was a really hard thing for me, and so like. I feel like when you're addicted to something and you just lean on it and you can't even imagine life without it.
Right.
When you're in the middle of it, you know I shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
This is bad for me. This is killing me. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine not.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing to overcome.
Yeah, and when you're in that position, like I would have never even dreamt. I didn't have any dreams, right?
Right.
And I just would have never thought I could be successful. I didn't love the life that I had by any means. There was lots of self-hate, lots of things like that. But I also couldn't see anything else, like you're saying. Like, you don't even see past that day.
Yeah.
And so, I would have never in 1 million years thought that I would make something of my career. And so, honestly, when you're in addiction, you're really selfish and you're just living for what will make you feel better at that time. Mm-hmm. And so it really can keep you bound and chained. So it is really sad.
Yeah.
And, you have people that do harder things, and people drop like flies, sadly. It's there's addiction that takes lives. And so I'm really blessed to be on the other side of this. I'm glad I got lost in the mountain, Sometimes it takes something like that. It does.
Right?
Yeah.
To make things click in your head, like, I'm taking control of my life now.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Yeah. And it's not easy, because when you get sober, you've lived your entire life messy.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now you don't have the thing that you fall back on, and you're trying to play cleanup, like financial cleanup, relationship cleanup. Like, there's just so much mess, and it is a really big process to, it's all a process. You have to start cleaning up your life. You learn to love yourself. That's a very strange concept for people who are in addiction, because you've made such a mess that you definitely don't love yourself. And so it's not until these things start to fall into place that sobriety gets easier. It's never easy. Like, this job often makes me wish, I just wish I could have a glass of wine or whatever, and there'll be times where I keep like in a fridge if I ever need it. It's so rare that I do. But our job, is the thing that's really hard about our job is, and this especially with an alcoholic, we don't have a lot of control in our job.
No.
Right? Yeah.
That's so hard for me.
Me too.
I'm such a control person.
Me too. And so that's challenging. So I can do the best that I can. Like you say, we provide this service for our clients.
Yeah.
And we really take pride in that. But we also don't have control of all the other million pieces that come together in our deal. And so that is the part that I usually will actually get the most stressed about, is that I don't have control over each piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thank God for my wife all the time, because she has been like this whole journey for me, jumping into this career from a different career and having no choice but to make this work.
Yeah.
And then learning everything, and like the ups, the downs, what works, what doesn't. And then knowing the type of personality that I am, which is I want to be in control of things. Also a bit addictive and obsessive. And she does such a good job of balancing me. And, hey, you can't control everything here.
Right.
You can only do what you can do, but there's all these other factors that are going into this. And so you've just got to relax. It'll
Right.
be, and sometimes we just get in our own heads
Yeah.
about it, and we wrestle with it. And but for whatever reason, we turn that energy that maybe we were focusing on the wrong stuff with into our career. And then hopefully we can build something awesome with it, which is
Right.
seems to be kind of where you are. You've built something pretty awesome. You've taken that energy. You've started using your powers for good.
Right. So originally, my adult powers.
Yeah.
When I started adulting originally, that was when I had started building a relationship with God. And so you're right. People who have addictive personalities, we go for the gusto for one thing.
Yeah.
So for me, at first it was that, and I was a student. I was really trying to learn. And then it was really bizarre, but my business every year kept getting better and better. And it started to consume me, which was good and bad. But it was very consuming. And so I started to kind of be pulled away a little bit from some of the things that I loved. But I also tend to be generous because I feel like it's not mine. I feel like I was gifted this ability at a new life. And so I feel like I honor the money that I get in a generous way. And I think that's too part of why it just keeps growing. That's just my beliefs. But I think, like I said, every year it's gotten better. From 24 to 25, the difference in the money that I made was insane.
Yeah.
And again, it's a blessing and a curse too, because I really need help. I got to figure this out. And that's awesome that you started the team. And I've been torn for probably 2 years as to what's next.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm in a place where I know that I can't do it all by myself. If it continues to be what it is.
Well, it's a lot. And so I know, volume is one thing, but units is another, which is really, and when I looked at your 2025, I thought, how in the world did she manage so many units on her own?
Yeah.
I'm shocked, because I work a lot. I work full time. I feel like I'm a pretty efficient worker, and I don't take days off. And it's and I had a decent year. I had a good year. I hit, the numbers that I usually hit. But even then, that's when I was like, okay, I was getting the feeling like you, like I got to take a next step. There's got to be something more. For one, I'm working a lot, and I would like a little bit of help.
Yeah.
With this too. I want to be able to maybe take a little bit of time for myself when need be. And I also want to be a part of something a little bit bigger in this. And I feel like I've learned a lot doing this. I kind of pride myself in the way that I do my job. And I would like to get some other people working with me that I can put out into the real estate world, working the way that I work.
Yeah.
And so that was my goal. And I'm like, it's going to take even more of my time on the front end.
Yep.
And so just knowing that going in, like, okay, for now, all the time that I've invested to doing this on my own, I'm going to actually up that a little bit. But in the long run, I mean, seeing big picture, which is something I'm always trying to do, because we get so focused on what's right in front of us.
Right.
Seeing big picture. If I can invest some time and some energy into this now, in the long run, it's going to be so much better.
Right.
And so that's why I made the choice that I made.
And I do agree. And that's where I've been is in 2025, like you're saying, with the amount of business I had, I was literally in survival mode every day.
Yeah.
Just what can I get done to get to the next. And I never slowed down, too, because it seems like when you slow down or if you go on vacation or whatever, you get really behind. And it's also, for some reason, a time where you can sometimes make mistakes.
Yeah.
Where something, it might not be a mistake, but something slips by you. And so I was just really honed in and focused the whole year. And it was a bummer too, because it was really stressful time. So a lot of times I would feel a little bit of guilt for complaining about how busy I was, especially on the inside, right? Like I'm melting down. Like I'm just like dying and struggling to keep up and to provide that service that we want to provide. And so in order to do that, I was working all the time.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's already been like that. It's like I've had I closed one yesterday, but I had 12 pending. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I want this much. Like, I refer stuff to Jace.
Yeah.
And I do refer to people. So I'm in a pickle, but I'm in agreement with what you said. Like, there has to come a time where you make a decision. And do you take time to train people, or do you just keep, I feel like I'm this person out in the ocean, just like I got one nostril up, like, okay, you can do this. And so it's like just trying to hang on.
Yeah.
And so I really am. I'm in a position where I have to make a move, and I don't know what it is. I've never desired to have a team like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I've never, I just never thought it was going to be what it is.
Yeah. And I understand it's like a conundrum. It's a weird thing because, as a real estate agent, there are so many agents out there just wishing that their phone would ring and grinding and doing everything they can to generate business.
Right.
And they're just spinning their tires and they're going nowhere. And then meanwhile, you get to the point where you're like, I just want my phone to not ring for a couple hours would be great.
Right.
And then you have to remind yourself that, hey, this 100% beats the alternative,
Right.
which is that.
Right.
And that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you can't still allow yourself to feel that stress. Because it's real. It's a lot. And we're just people.
Right.
And so somebody might look at it and be like, oh, well, look at everything you've sold. What are you complaining about? And it's because it takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And then that like drains over into your physical. Like sometimes after a really long day, and it's not like I've been out doing anything physical, but it's just, I started at 7 and I've been on the phone, I've been on appointments, and then I'm pulling into the driveway at 8 o'clock. And I'll turn the car off and I'll just kind of sit there for a minute and just kind of and decompress. And it's just like, what did I do? It's not like I've been out for a jog. It's not.
Right.
But for some reason, my body in that moment just goes, and it's like, this is a good thing. It's not like I was out working.
Yeah.
I was dealing with clients. I put together a couple deals. I did, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
But still, you go, no, I just.
So, and a lot of that too is like, I don't know about you, but my mind goes so fast, and it has to.
Yeah.
To keep up, it's going so fast. And so it's really hard for us, maybe I presume you too, to shut down.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it just goes. And so like if I do go on vacation, which isn't very often anymore, I'm busy the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm working the whole time. And even if I were to have a couple days where, things slowed down, it's hard to enjoy it right away because it takes time to snap out of the way we work. So the way that I feel like that's part of the survival mode too is just that our brains have to be going as fast as they are. But it's challenging to know and think about the other agents that are struggling a little bit and me complaining about how
how busy you are.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's like a right answer. I don't know that, because I know that when I get too busy, I start feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Like there's a lot going on, a lot of spinning plates. I'm worried I'm going to overlook something because there's so much, and I'm trying to keep it all organized, and I'm trying to like keep everything. I don't want to even drop the ball a little bit, and it's happened before where I've got a call from a client that said, "Are you coming?" And I'm do what?
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
We have an appointment. Oh, and then that kind of stuff. And it happens, and it's like my worst nightmare, but it's because I'm so busy that you can't help. But then on the flip side, if my phone's not ringing, I get stressed out.
Right.
Where's my next paycheck coming from?
Yeah.
And so I don't know that there's a real happy medium for us.
Right.
I think this is just what our life is.
Right. Yeah. I agree, because when you don't have it, well, for a long time I would freak out.
Yeah.
So for many years, it was a kind of a roller coaster. It was either up or down, and I would freak out. But then I got used to that. And so when I was having the lulls, I would take a vacation or something like that and just try to enjoy life a little bit. But then the last couple of years, I haven't had any lulls. Okay. And so good and bad,
Yeah.
Great financially, rough personally.
Yeah.
And, talking about the physical, I've put on, 25 pounds. And I know so much of
From what I've read, the camera takes that away.
Yes, I'm
Don't
super
worry.
skinny today.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, but it's, your cortisol spikes, and it does change your body. I mean, like I said, I feel like we are mostly in survival mode, and and it is to please the person. It's to do the best that you can, and in order to give them the best service, it's very time consuming. It's emotion consuming. And so it does take a toll on us. Yeah. There's times where I'm like, there's going to become a day where I'm just going to drop dead. I'm going to have a stroke or something's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I am blessed too.
Do you know, not to abruptly transition, but do you know when I got licensed in 2013, it was at the very end of 2013, I didn't know where I was going to go yet. You were instrumental in me ending up here. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Okay. I'll fill you in.
Yeah.
So I get licensed. The only people I know in real estate are you, Chad Richardson, and Kevin Kranz.
Yeah.
Who were at Charles Robbins.
Yeah.
At the time. And Linda Nelson, who was our realtor.
Okay.
Who was here, and you were here. And I didn't know where I was going to go. I literally, and I've told this story, I came home after passing my test and opened a phone book to real estate companies. I didn't know where I was. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And so I just started making calls. And I remember I talked to Kevin and I talked to Chad. And they were, you got to come here. You have to come, talk to our broker here. Which I did, and she was really nice, and it was all that. I talked to a few other places, but I asked you, and you said, "You've got to come talk to Mike Busher. You won't want to work anywhere else after that."
Yeah,
that was the advice you gave me.
Yeah, he's always been great, and like I said, I know my nose keeps running.
Mine too. It's allergies. Been crazy. I'm sorry. Am I making you self-conscious?
Well,
do I have?
Well, yeah, maybe we both are. But it's the 1 second it's 0, and then the next
nose.
It's 60. I know, we're both like, okay, do we need Kleenexes?
Okay, real quick, friend check. You're good. Am I good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. We'll stop.
Yeah. So Mike Busher has always been awesome. I mean, like I said, I met him I was 22. And so he's always been my managing. I moved to Denver for a short bit. And so obviously he wasn't my managing broker then, but he's always been great. And so, yes, I definitely would have, recommended you to come meet him.
And you did. And I also asked Linda, and she agreed. Yeah, you have to come meet Mike.
Yeah.
She sent me over the graph of all the sales.
Right.
Of, hey, look, the real estate group is up here. And she
Yeah.
said, if you want to be the best, you should come learn from the best.
Yeah.
Which was another great piece of advice.
Yeah.
And but you were very, very instrumental. You told me you have to meet Mike Busher. You won't want to go anywhere else.
Yeah. And something else that's interesting about our office is so I said I moved to Denver for a while, and I did, and it's very much more techie there.
Okay.
It's just more advanced. Like, we're kind of old school in Springfield. Things are at least a lot different. And so when I came back, and this is no offense to any of the offices, but Keller had more techie stuff at the time.
Yeah.
And so when I came back, I went over there and gave it a try. And what I was running into is that people were like, well, we only want to use somebody that's with the big dogs. And so they called the big dogs were the real estate group and RE/MAX. And so, I had never had any issues here, and I'd always been with Mike. So I'm like, I'm just going back. And the old adage of if it's not broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
And so I've, I don't get nearly as involved in the office or in car or events and stuff like that. And a lot of it is just because I quit drinking,
Sure.
And so a lot of the events are social, and that's totally fine. It's just I don't really go around it anymore. And so I got a little disconnected from that. But, this is really off subject, but really random.
We can go wherever we want.
So COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So COVID comes and we start these bidding wars, right?
Yes.
And there's so many things about that were negative or we didn't like or, big changes. And something that was really cool about COVID, though, is we had to get to know each other.
Yeah.
Because we needed to be on everybody's good side because you're submitting an offer against 8 other people.
Yeah.
And so much, buyers and sellers don't realize, but it's really important that you're choosing a good realtor because you need the deal to go through. You need the whole process to be smooth.
Yeah.
And so it was a really good opportunity for me because of when I started, I had kind of a misconception that people didn't like me. I'm like, because I was young.
You were young.
I was.
Yeah.
So I had this like misconception, and then it kind of like jaded me throughout the years. And so when COVID came, you had to build relationships with each other.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that was such a blessing because I've got to get to know so many other agents, and there's so many awesome people, and I didn't even know it. Like to this day, it's super rare that I'm like, oh boy, gotta work with that person.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it kind of made us all kind of have to step up our game.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You're right. And also been a recurring theme on here is how important it is to have good relationships with other agents. Mm-hmm. It really is. And it can go a long way in being able to do the best thing for our clients. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is multiple offers come in, as long as we're close, right? Like, I don't care how good of friends I'm with you. If my client's 10 grand lower.
Yeah. You're not getting picked.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
But if it's close, that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
That can be the difference of a listing agent telling their client, okay, here are these offers. Here's who they're from. Mm-hmm. I've had nothing but good experiences with this agent. Right. And I know that this is going to be, smooth, air quotes, smooth. If transactions were too smooth, there wouldn't be a need for us.
Right.
We are here for the trouble.
Right.
That's why we're here.
Right.
Because these things are not easy.
Never.
And so when trouble pops up, we have to remind ourselves sometimes, like, this is why I have a job.
Right. we're problem solvers, we're fixers.
Right.
There's so much more on the back end that, we never share with people. And because it's our job to take the stress off of them.
Yeah.
So we carry a lot.
If it was just, I'll give you this much, okay, I'll take it, shake hands, let's go, then who would need a realtor?
Right.
But
Absolutely.
there's so much more that goes into it.
There is.
It helps to know that the realtor on the other side is somebody you trust to navigate those waters with you and not against you.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, those relationships are huge. And I don't know if it was COVID time. Like anybody I've worked with, like I was notoriously shut off from a social standpoint for, I don't know, the first 9 or 10 years of my career. I was like, I don't need, this is work.
Right.
I'll work. But anybody I had transactions with, I had developed, kind of some friendships with, and then I made a conscious effort. Like I started coming to some of the coffees and questions and some of the meetings here and just kind of trying to get involved that way. And again, Amanda always encouraged me, said, every time you go to a meeting, you learn something.
Yeah. Right.
So why do you think you're too good for that?
Right.
Okay.
And I totally agree with that. And that's kind of where this came from when I was talking about different offices. I don't go to things like I should, but they're here.
Yeah.
They're here. You can, there's the coffees and questions, and there's different trainings and things like that. So and honestly, I didn't know Mike O well until recently, and he's a brilliant guy.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah. So I really enjoy both of them. It was weird, like in that transition where Mike B just kind of like, wasn't around as much at first. And now is like, I have to talk to Mike O, and I didn't really know him. So that was kind of weird at first, because I've pretty much always been under Busher.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten to know Mike O, and he's brilliant. He's very smart. And he's such a good asset, and he can balance out. I mean, his knowledge supersedes, mine's like this, and, and so it's nice to have guidance from people who know what they're doing.
We are so fortunate here to have both Mikes.
Yeah.
And Mike O, when he was at Remax, called me up a few times and took me out to lunch. And I had no intention of ever leaving here, but anybody who knows me knows I will never pass up a free lunch. So I would go meet him, and so we actually developed like a pretty good like friend. Where I was like, man, I like this guy. This is a good guy right here. I'm not gonna go over there and sell real estate, but I'm cool to be friends, you know. And so then when I heard he was coming over here, I was just like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this is so good for us as a company to have a guy like him here. And so we're just we are just very fortunate. And Mike B is still he's the OG. Well, and as of the if you listen to a few episodes back, he's not going away. Yeah, he's still around. Yeah, he'll still pick up his phone. Yeah, he's still involved.
I still call him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I call them both. It really just depends on what it is I need answered.
Yeah.
Have
you ever tried to just conference call them?
Both?
Just loop one in?
No, I should.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, get double the goodness.
They're both going to listen to this and be like, please don't encourage
I know,
that to
right?
people. Like,
right. Hey, everybody, call both
agents
of them.
out there. Loop them in, conference call. Yeah. So your sister cuts my hair.
Right. She does.
Kristen. And so I see Kristen once a month.
Yep.
She is awesome. I'm a huge fan.
Yes.
And I'll tell you how Kristen started cutting my hair, and I can tie this into real estate.
Okay.
When I first got licensed, I came from laying sod for my family business. And so back then, I was just shaving my head. Because I didn't want to go sit down and have a haircut. It was really hot a lot of times. It was just easier for me. I always had a hat on anyway. It was no big deal. So just shave my head. So I would just do that at home. Amanda would help shave my head. I started selling real estate. My very first real estate picture, which is still floating around out there. I've got like a suit and tie on.
Yeah.
And I'm actually wearing shorts. You wouldn't know that. We took it in my kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
And I had never sold a thing. But I had like buzz cut in that picture, and it's still floating around out there. But I thought, well, I'm probably going to need to like grow my hair out and actually have like a hairstyle. And so I grew my hair out a little bit, and I was just styling my hair the same way I did in high school, which was bad. It was cool then.
Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
And so I looked awesome.
But right.
Times changed. My hair did not. But I started just going to one of these walk-in places where you would just walk in, and it would just be whoever had an open chair.
Right.
And I had a few, decent cuts there. And I went in one time, and the girl who was perfectly nice. I sit down, and she starts cutting my hair, and we're talking. I say, well, how long have you been here? Because that's, I'm a conversation guy.
Yeah.
How long have you been here? She said, 2 weeks here. I said, where were you before this? And she said, cosmetology school. Cool. And I'm like, okay, well, let's see. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Right.
Worst haircut I've ever had in my whole life. Right. And I knew right then, like, okay, I need to go to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Right.
And at that time, Kristen was cutting Amanda's hair. And she's like, just go to Kristen. So made an appointment, went to Kristen, loved it.
Yeah.
Have never gone back.
Wow.
And
that's been a long time then.
It's been a long time.
Did you say 10 years?
Let's see. I'm starting year 13 now. So, I mean, this would have been sometime in 2014, 2015.
Yeah. That's
right?
awesome.
Yeah. And so I never gone back, but then it's kind of the same deal, right? When people want to work with, if they want to work on their own, right? I was cutting my own hair at one point.
Right.
You can.
Right. Right.
You can cut your own hair. You have the ability. You're not going to do as good of a job as a professional.
Yeah.
You can, and I know we were all new at one point and inexperienced, so I'm not trying to say anything, and give new realtors a chance if you know them and trust them.
Right.
And just know that, especially if it's somebody from here, from our office, they have a really good support system behind them.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be in good hands. But working with somebody who knows what they're doing is so invaluable.
It is.
Now what I never have to worry about is having a bad haircut.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
I know. I don't tell her. Sometimes she'll go, same thing. And I'll go, Kristen,
duh.
It's been the same thing since 2014.
Right.
What do you think? Yeah.
Right.
No, as long as I have a head of hair, which thankfully,
yes,
I still do.
Good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to change.
Yeah.
So,
and I do agree about that with agents, and I never want to poo-poo or discourage new people, but it really is interesting, the wisdom that comes with the journey. Every transaction's different. So that's why once you've been doing it for so long, you become almost like maybe a master of your trade.
Yeah.
And it does take time, because our job is all based on, in my opinion, 99% experience. It's not like, yes, the things that we learn, and that we're tested on, some things are important, of course, but our job itself is really, like I said, it's a problem solver.
Yeah.
So it's it's like you're putting together a puzzle, and there's so many pieces. And so as you put together all those puzzles over the years, you have experience in this pickle or that pickle. And so you become just a lot more wise.
Yeah. And so with the newer agents that I have working with me now, I make sure that when they are first meeting a client, where I want that client to know, yes, they're working with this agent on my team, but I'm here too.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to be in the middle of everything. I'm not going to be taking over everything, but no part of this transaction is not going to land on my plate at some point. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Like everything's good. Work with this agent. Yes, they're newer, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And don't worry, nothing is getting by,
Right.
nothing that they're doing is gonna
Right.
get by me.
And I think that's important. And I had never really thought about that much because I was never really a team person or a team player,
Me
honestly,
neither.
for
Yeah.
a while. But that's a good point, because I was always just kind of doing my thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's invaluable when you just get started to be with somebody who's knowledgeable and who's been doing it for a long time versus just kind of winging it. Because you're right, as long as you're overseeing things, then that's a great opportunity for them to learn and grow
Exactly.
and still not be learning and growing winging it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point and it's like a gradual thing where like Jace now, I mean, it's not like he doesn't need me
Yeah.
for anything, but I mean, he's scheduling showings. He's working with people I don't even know he's working with, and then he knows when to come to me. Hey, what do I do here?
Yeah.
What happens now? Can you talk to this person? Can we hop on a call with them together? So,
Yeah.
of course, absolutely. And so, but it's cool to see that progression of like, he's learning, he's problem solving, he's handling a lot of this stuff without me, but he still knows when, and so,
Yeah.
and we're still watching deadlines. Like Amanda's doing the admin stuff now. So all the paperwork
Awesome.
is coming through her. And so we're able to keep track of
Yeah.
all of that stuff too, which is so invaluable to me. I didn't realize. And then she's helping with the planning and putting stuff out there and making it look cool.
Right.
And, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much off my plate
Yeah.
now just already where I can focus on going out there and working with my clients. I can focus on training our agents to know the job and to know the contracts. And I'm already seeing the benefits.
Yeah.
of
How long
what
has
I
she
was-
been doing that for
Amanda?
you? Uh-huh.
I mean, she's a little bit since Jace got licensed is
Okay.
when we decided, okay, let's start showing you
Yeah.
how to do some of this sky slope stuff and how to.
Yeah.
And
I love that for you. I feel like
great.
you're so blessed to have that.
Yes.
A partner, somebody who wants to help you, because people see us like struggling and drowning, and not everybody lends a hand.
Right.
So to have a spouse who is willing to do that, and while you're building this team, like, I think what you're doing is really cool. And I think
Thank
it's
you.
so awesome that she's willing to help you, because we do just need help.
Yes.
We really do. And if she can organize your back end stuff and you're training the younger men and you're doing your thing, I think I think what you're building is and will be great.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
I think it's perfect. Honestly, and I'm not, because I don't have all that, but if I were to start a team, your pieces to your puzzle are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
And the part that makes it hard is the three of us all living
Yeah.
under the same roof
Yeah.
together. So business hours in real estate are already tricky.
Right.
So when we're all there anyway,
Yeah.
it's really hard to okay, office is closed.
Yeah, right. Well, Jace is going to be loaded in no time. So he's going to buy his own house in the next 6 months.
That kid's incredible.
He is. I love him.
He hustles and he's so smart, and he's so likable, which is the first thing.
You know what? I don't even think I've met him.
Oh, you probably should.
Yeah. I mean, I talk to him a lot, actually.
He's a great guy.
He is. I just took on to him really early. And as soon as he came out, I just loved the hustle. I love when somebody will hustle.
Yeah.
There's another guy who's been writing in our group emails a lot. I think his name is Felix.
He's on my team.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love his hustle.
Yeah, Felix.
So you have all the hustlers. Okay.
Felix
I love
Nwaje is he's got the right attitude,
Yeah.
for sure.
You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if Jace did that out of the gate too.
Yeah.
Hey, who can I do an open for and stuff like that. And that's how I got to know Jace, because he would post stuff and I needed help. So I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, could you help me? And he's like, yeah. And so that's how that started. So that's awesome that another guy on your team is the same way, because it's pivotal. Like, and when you're at the beginning point like that, you have to be a scrapper.
Yes.
It could be a $30,000 house. You better giddy up. It is
funny you should say that, because Felix and I are going to show a $30,000 house at 5:00.
Perfect. See? And that's the cool thing is like, if you just go for whatever you can grab, you're gaining experience from that, and you're going to be better and better. And that's why, like, when Logan got started and we were trying to figure out how he could build his business, I was utilizing realtor.com leads quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so he started doing that, and he was able to do zip codes that I wasn't. And what he was doing was brilliant. So he started doing zip codes with more affordable homes, where you get more leads. And they were less expensive. So that was helping him get started. And then he would build these relationships and sell all these starter homes. And now all those starter home people liked him, and now they're
back.
Literally.
Yeah.
So that's a suggestion when young people ask me, what should I do? I suggest things like that, like realtor.com. And it definitely served its purpose for me for its time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's important to, I think those lower priced homes,
mm-hmm.
most of those are first time buyers.
Right.
Who don't have agents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are younger people, and you'd be surprised to find how many of them are willing to learn the process with you as a relatively inexperienced agent. They're
right.
like, oh, cool. Well, we'll learn together.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah. And so, and then that just turns in, like, when you can get in on the ground level of somebody buying their first home, and if you do a good job for them, what that turns into, like, over the course of your career.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure you've been doing this longer than me. I'm sure you help people buy, you know, a $50,000 house. It was there because you used to be able to actually get a house you could live in for $50,000
right.
back in the day. And then all of a sudden their next one's 120, and then they're 350, and then, you know, and then on top of that, they've sent their sister or brother over to, and it's you turn, you know,
right.
But when you can get in, and I always tell people, don't overlook those. If a lead comes through, hey, I want to see this, you know, $50,000, don't just go past it, because you never know what that might turn into down the road.
Usually more, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I had a lot of people this past year, because my median sales price was so high. People were like, how did you get into high-end homes and stuff? And so how that happened was there was a time where I worked with Kathy Tega.
Yeah.
And she does all of Rave's homes. And so I really utilized that. Like, I would do opens all the time, because you could have one house that's like finished, but then they would have like 4 more going up. And so I could provide them with floor plans and options and stuff like that. And it was like all the time that I would sell, not necessarily the home I was in, but I could sell new construction like hotcakes, because I became good at the terminology, and design became a thing for me. And so that is probably how my price point is where it is. And so I do suggest to new agents also, seek the realtors with the builders.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, the realtors with the builders are very experienced. And so they're not always doing open houses. And that's a great opportunity for a new person to have a higher end price point and to learn about new construction, because what a lot of people don't realize is maybe they won't like that house, but you can have discussed with the builder's agent, well, okay, what's your process? Do you have other floor plans? Are you just custom, or are you spec? There's a lot of things that you can learn that then you can go and sell those things.
There you go.
So I think that that's another, like, if I were to suggest to people, it would be realtor.com, your sphere, of course, family.
That's so important. Yeah.
But then go seek builds, like new builds.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. That's great advice.
Yeah.
And a lot of agents, especially the more seasoned and experienced, just they don't want to do open houses.
Yeah.
But they want to be able to tell their seller, we're doing something.
Right.
And so there is ample opportunity
I think so
for
too.
agents out there to, and if nothing else, it gets you experience talking to strangers.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you more comfortable interacting with people you've never met before.
Yeah, I agree.
And that having that as a tool of being comfortable talking to somebody you've never met,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe getting better at breaking down that wall that's automatically up
Right.
with everybody who meets us for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
The better you are at breaking that down,
Mm-hmm.
the more success you're going to have later on in your career. So
Yeah.
and that's what, with Felix, he's always asking for open houses, and that's what we encouraged him to do.
Yeah.
Get some open houses.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there, talk to people.
Yeah.
And you never know, like we've all gained clients from open houses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you walk away from an open house without getting a client, it's not a failure. It's a relatively low success rate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But you know what?
it's not zero either.
I think too, though, I've had a lot of sales come from opens lately.
Yeah?
Yeah, way more than normal. And I think that so much of this stems from our confidence and our wisdom and our personal, like our ability to communicate. So like you're saying, okay, it's important to learn to communicate with strangers. And it's so important. And I feel like that is how we can get buyers quickly, is through learning to be relatable really early.
Yes.
It's like, because like you said, especially at an open house, their guard is up. Like they're like, I don't want to sign your thing. And you're like, okay. So it takes a minute to like break into people's barriers. But once you can, and I feel like so much of it is confidence driven. And if you don't do opens and you're not around strangers, it takes a really long time to build your confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think confidence comes with, for me, either maybe some people just have it, but I had to have some knowledge and some wisdom,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just comes with experience
It
and
does.
time and doing it, and knowledge and wisdom. So when you first started, I mean, was it like hands-on training from Mike Busher pretty much? Because I'm wondering how it was. Like, how did you learn the job? Do you remember? I mean, back then, I'm sure there weren't as many agents.
Right.
I mean, right now we've got 250 agents at this office. It's impossible,
Right.
to offer up hands-on training to every single agent that comes in here. But
Right. Yeah, I mean, there was some training, and I can't remember if it's been so long ago. I can't remember if I like clung on to anyone
Right.
at the time, because that was really a long time ago. But I feel like a lot of this business is you're kind of thrown to the wolves a little bit. And if you don't survive, you don't survive. And so you have to put yourself in positions to learn. And that's why open houses are pivotal. And for newer agents too, I would think going to social functions, because like I said, I feel like over COVID, it became really imperative to have relationships with other agents too. And also, if you have relationships with other agents, like we might reach out to, like I've reached out to Jace many times, like, hey, do you want to do this open? Hey, do you want this client? Like, can I refer this to you? And so the more you have relationships with other agents, they want to help you.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well, I'll tell you, Mindy, the Pedigo team is here for you. So if
Thank
you
you.
need,
Yeah.
if you ever need an open house or something like that,
Yeah.
we'll just one of our agents, I'm sure, would be happy to host it. So if you ever
appreciate it.
need,
Yes,
I know, because now you've moved further away, right?
I have.
Makes it a little more tricky,
It is.
right? So we're here for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Just
it.
let me know.
I need help all the time.
Don't abuse it.
I
but-
won't. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you got going on rest of the day? Any appointments? We got to wind this. So it's hour 15. You've done a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to go to that new construction.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's too much to go
So
into.
well, we're going to real quick though.
Okay.
So You did some flipping.
Yeah, a lot of flipping.
You did some flipping, and then you decided to
Build.
just do some.
Yeah. So again, when I got sober, I got really ambitious. And so I just thought it was a great idea to start flipping homes. So one of the things I learned about myself that I did not know was that I was good at design. I'm good at design and I'm good at decor. I didn't even know it. I know.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere. And
I am not.
yeah. Well, I look at it as like an art. And I didn't know I was at all artistic. I didn't know I was creative. And so it came about where I can walk through a house and literally know exactly what I would do to it with no time. So I started flipping, and at first it was profitable and it was worth it. But then COVID also changed construction stuff a lot. And so I just wasn't making any money. So I thought it would be a great idea to start building houses. And my first house was like 770,000, and this one's 975.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So I went big, go big or go home is what they say. And I'm going home after this one.
Go big, then go home.
Yes. So I have decided this is the last one, but it has been a cool learning experience too, because now I'm incredibly savvy with construction. Prior, it was more savvy with handyman and flipping and like minor stuff. And now I have a greater knowledge of construction. But what I also know is there's not a ton of room to make money in new construction right now because it's so expensive to build. And so even though I have the design and the finance, thankfully, to do projects like that now, it's not profitable enough for me to make it worth the stress when I already have work.
Right.
Yeah.
So when's this house going to be ready?
We actually already sold it. So it closes on the 2nd.
Awesome.
I know. As I'm ready to get
work.
that debt off my back. It's like a big construction loan, So yeah, praise God, I'll be done with that. And that's my final one. But it's just been a cool experience to become a new person and to
try new things
and just go for it.
See what you can do. I mean, you've really challenged yourself.
I really have.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And so then moving forward,
Yes.
no more new construction.
No.
Flipping?
No.
No more flipping?
Not until it becomes profitable.
That makes sense.
If I came across one that was worthy of doing it, then great. But they're not on the market.
No.
So, I mean, I feel bad for people who their livelihood was based off of flipping because it's very hard to find stuff.
It got too competitive.
Super
It got to the
competitive.
point where you have to overpay to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
There are too many people trying to get it. Mm-hmm. So these investors would be overpaying and then unable to put in the kind of work needed to get the house ready to sell to actually make a profit on it. It just became too hard. I have a bunch of investors that I worked with pre-COVID that, I mean, I just have to reach out every now and be like, hey, just wanting to say hello. Miss you guys.
You had, and this is where I was going to say, we also not only each other, competition wise of trying to buy flip houses, but then we had all the people coming from California.
Yeah.
And so I one time had a buyer for one of your investment properties and he was from California.
Really?
It was like, it was something off of North Grand. It was a multiplex.
Yeah.
I think it might've been a fourplex.
It was. Yeah, it was a fourplex.
Yeah. So
I think it's back up for sale.
Is it?
Or it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're not just competing with local investors, you're competing against, because California prices are crazy,
right?
So we had all these out-of-state buyers coming, and so the market just was very difficult. And so no, I don't plan on flipping unless something came about that was worthwhile to do.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm just ready to focus on my job. I really need to know if I can handle my job the way that it is. As long as if I don't have any other projects, can I handle my job better?
If you're 100% all in on helping people buy and sell.
Yes. Will that, will eliminating the projects give me enough room to do the job at the level that I'm doing it and still have a life? I got to figure that out. And until I get to that point, I won't know.
Okay.
And that's when I'm going to make decisions. So probably in a couple months, maybe 3 or 4, I think I'll have a lot better understanding of what my next step is.
Okay. Well, I mean, but for now, like, you can look at this as a next step. I mean, has there ever really been a point where you and your current like frame of mind and the way that you are attacking life right now, has there ever been a point where your only focus from a professional standpoint has just been on helping people buy and sell? So this is your next step.
Yeah, it is.
And you can look at it like that.
Yeah.
There doesn't, and until, you know what I mean? And
yeah. It's so bizarre.
You don't even have to put a timeline on it. Just dive into this right now.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because people, who have struggled with different things, we've always led a chaotic lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so, of course I'm going to dabble into all these things at once. And so I feel like a lot of growth has come within me, and challenges and ambition and all these things. And I feel like I'm stripping stuff away, and I'm ready to focus on this and just see where that takes me.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'll find there's plenty of chaos.
Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh.
Just in this.
All day.
You'll find all the chaos you need just helping people buy and sell.
I agree.
All right. I'll let you get out of here.
Right.
And we've got stuff to do, but Mindy Push, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For doing this.
Thank you.
Are you going to listen?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people don't want to listen.
Yeah. I mean, I might not love it, but that's okay.
I think this was good.
Do the best I can.
I'm excited to put this out there. I appreciate you coming by.
You.
And we got a closing coming up.
Yes.
You and I pretty soon.
A good one.
Open house. My people came through.
Yeah.
They're such good clients. They don't want to bother me ever. So if there's an open house, they'll just go
kind.
through. They'll be like, well, we'll go through the open house, and if we like it, we'll let you know. You can take us through.
People don't realize how helpful that is too.
I knew when they were going, so I just went and met them anyway.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know that you went.
I'll tell. Okay,
of course we would keep talking.
But a funny story that led to something else. But
Sure.
All right, we're getting out of here. Real estate for real. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.